What's up, guys? This is GC Off-Road. So today we're starting a new project on the 97 Grand Cherokee. I just picked up the steel to fab up a rear bumper for it. So the bumper I'll be building will be kind of a boxed in, pretty simple design. It'll be as wide as the back hatch is, and basically the area under the tail lights will be tubes similar to the front bumper design that I used. I've got a template that I made out of some foam board, which is something I like to use when I'm going to fab anything up. I like to make a pattern out of the foam board and see how it's going to work with everything before I actually go through and start cutting metal. So I'll show you all what the template looks like here in just a minute. But for now, I'll show you the new welder I just picked up. It's the Harbor Freight titanium 120 volt welder. It's the Flux 125 series. Basically it's 110 or 120 volt, 125 amp. Got some different adjustments. It's supposed to be a pretty decent light duty welder. I've been doing a lot of research, reading reviews, watching videos of it, and from everything I've seen, this welder seems to be a good entry-level welder for the hobbyist. So I figured I'd go ahead for the price and give this one a try. It was $169, I think. Not a bad investment. Come with a couple extra tips and a spool of wire. So I'll fire it up later on in the video. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the foam board template I made and hold it up here and let y'all see what it looks like. I can already tell there's a couple areas where I'm gonna have issues with it. Right here, for me to get it pushed on any closer, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of clearance into the sheet metal on this corner right here. Now the metal that I'll be using to build this with is, there's some 3/16 inch 6-inch wide strip, and then some 4-inch wide 1/8 thick strip. Now the angled section on the back of the bumper is going to be the 3/16 metal, and the top plate that the hatch closes down against is going to be 3/16. The back section is 4 inches high, so I went with the 1/8 inch to try to save just a little bit of weight and have a little bit of a cushion if somebody was to, say, rear end it. That would be its fold zone where it really damages anything too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the steel picked up, bring it over here, and we'll start designing everything out. So I just got some tacks put on here, kind of got everything stuck together. I was gonna film it, but like I said, the camera's about dead. I've got like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes worth of battery life left, so I'm gonna show y'all what I got tacked together, and you can get a better idea of how this is gonna look when it's done. Just a couple of welds about every 6 to 8 inches all the way down. Got the side plates. Well, they're a little more than tacks, but I got them stuck on. Those are the welds that's coming out of my little Harbor Freight 110 welder. Not the new one, but the older one. It's seen some better days. But yeah, the tacks are holding good. I'm gonna weld all this up with the new welder. I'll probably go set it up here in a little bit and then weld it tomorrow after the camera's had a chance to charge up. I'm gonna go ahead and put a few more tacks here and there and make sure nothing comes apart, and then I'll test fit it on the Jeep. So it's a new day and back working on this bumper project. I put in a lot of healthy tacks last night to keep anything from warping, at least as best as I could. And I've started welding on it already. I've got a couple of beads done with the old welder and then a couple done with the new. So I'm gonna show y'all what a difference the new welder made over the old one. So, as you can tell, this 3/16 to 1/8 joint here, this was done with the old welder. It's definitely not hot enough. The weld's very inconsistent, kind of uneven. This bead right here was done with the new welder. Looks a lot better, more even. The new welder runs a lot hotter. Now the old welder is a 90 amp versus this one, which is 125. And I've not got the new one dialed in yet, but it already looks a whole lot better than that one. Alright guys, so before I get too far ahead of myself, I went ahead and brought the bumper back over to the Jeep, and where I adjusted the width of it from 50 3/4 down to 50 inches even, made it fit perfect. The uprights on the side that the tubes will weld to line up right with the tail lights, pretty much perfect. The only problem I'm having is my receiver hitch is in the way. I want to notch the bumper to give me a little bit of clearance to make it fit up like I want it to. So I'm gonna fill this in with weld. Probably put a couple of little pieces of metal here to gusset it, and then weld it, and then grind it down, make it look better. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just going through a little bit at a time, welding it up, adding some bracing here and there. I've got a gusset or two I want to add in the middle. So alright guys, so it's day 3 of this build. Got cold last night. We got some winter weather supposed to be moving in, so I'm trying to get this thing done, so I haven't been filming very much. I got every bit of the bumper welded up, just test fitted on the Jeep, and got my lines marked out where I'll be mounting it at. Now I've run into an issue that I don't have room to get a wrench in to tighten the bolts down once I get it mounted. So I'm gonna have to cut some witness holes in the side of it. I'm gonna try to cut them in a design that way it doesn't look bad, and that way maybe later on I can make a cover for it. Yeah, so I just made some marks here. This is gonna be the witness hole I cut. I'll have to cut one on the other side too, that way we can reach the bolts on that side. And you see this plate in here. I've got it traced out how the mount goes to it, so once I cut this out I'll be able to get the wrench in and then tighten from the back side too. So I just got the bumper hung up here. It's not bolted in yet, still gotta drill the holes for it. But you can see down in here where I cut the witness holes at, the mounting plates mount right up against those brackets that come out of the unibody. I'm gonna add a gusset or two to the inside of here to add some extra strength. This project's taking a little longer than I thought it would, but so far I'm liking the way it's turning out. I think once I get the tubes on the side of it to match the front, it'll really set the look off. You see I've got the box section of the bumper on. I just ran out to town, picked up some round tubing, got it bent, and I'm going to be adding the corners to the bumper here in just a few minutes. These tubes will be mounting somewhere like this right here. It's hard to show without having a tripod, but yeah, they're going to be mounting to the side right there. And then if I have enough tube left over, I'm going to cut another section to go down under it. Alright guys, so I just got the uprights welded, or the vertical tubes welded, and just welded these ones onto the bottom. It wasn't that great of a fit, so I had to do some filler. So I just single passed everything with good thick beads. Then I'm gonna go back through and do top beads over top of them, try to make them look a little better. But so far they feel pretty strong. Still gotta get around this back side and do right there, but it's coming along. I'm gonna get these welds finished up, and then we're gonna throw it on the Jeep and see how it looks. Alright, so I just got everything welded up, got it bolted onto the back of the Jeep, and yeah, not too sure how I feel about it yet. I've still got some trimming to do. The pipes that are the upper part of the bumper are too long. They stick out into the fender well, so that's got to be trimmed up. I've got to do some trimming and cut and fold on the bottom of the body panels, just where the extra sheet metal is, to get it up out of the way. Then I'm gonna have to take this thing back off, do a whole bunch of grinding and sanding, and clean it up. All right guys, so there's what it's turned out like. See, I had to drill 2 holes in the back side of the bumper, that way I could access the bolts on the inside. Didn't really want to do it, but I've got some pop-in covers that I'll put in it, and it should be all right. This back bumper style is supposed to mimic the front one, and I think it does pretty good at mimicking it. Up here, I want to make a couple of plates that go in this area right here, and you know, kind of tidy it up a little bit, make it a little stronger. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on those. Really, the only thing left for me to do is to put a couple of caps on the end of the tubes, sand it down, clean the welds up a little bit, and throw a coat of paint on it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing me grinding on it and then painting it. So I'm going to go ahead and call this video here. I'll give an update later on as to how it all looks, you know, with the paint. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can check me out on Facebook and Instagram at GC Off-Road.